Washington, when they're talking about the U.S. around the world, would encourage people to visit here. He says it means tens of thousands of jobs. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Country musicians come together in the wake of the Las Vegas shooting massacre.
It's been a rough year.
Last October's mass killing here in Las Vegas of 58 people at the Route 91 Country Music Festival hung over last night's show, and when Jason Aldean won the top award, Entertainer of the Year, he paid tribute to the victims.
To my Route 91 people, you guys are in our hearts always. I love you guys.
CBS's Steve Futterman. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Okay, from the start.
Acerola cherry.
Alfalfa leaf, aloe vera, apples, asparagus, banana.
Beets, bell pepper, broccoli.
Blueberries, blackberries, cranberry.
I make my Texas superfood from 55 raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables.
Mangosteen.
Pineapple, sweet potato.
Papaya, parsley, peach.
You can see all 55 on TexasSuperfood.com.
Raspberry, spinach, all of the nutrients that we need on a daily basis.
You know, it's been barely a week, and already my skin is better.
I lost 60 pounds. I mean, that's huge.
Since I've been on superfood, I haven't been sick.
I'm Dennis Black here in Dallas, Texas. Wouldn't you rather be healthy, energetic, and fit?
It's borderline shocking how much energy I have.
Join us on TexasSuperfood.com.
TexasSuperfood.com.
Or call 877-55-TEXAS. That's 877-55-TEXAS. 877-55-TEXAS. Or
TexasSuperfood.com.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
Founded in 1854, Hilliard Lyons is not new to the world of wealth management. A key element of wealth management is rebalancing an investment portfolio. Why would I need to rebalance my investment portfolio? First, all investments have a specific risk and return profile. Rebalancing takes advantage of overly optimistic and overly pessimistic pricing discrepancies in the marketplace. Second, diversifying across many investments and rebalancing those investments to their original target at the end of the year may help reduce the annual volatility of the portfolio as well as increase the long-term return. The frequency and timing of rebalancing may vary. Dan Fouch's team, Sam Dickinson and Brian Basinger, will work with you to see when rebalancing your investment portfolio may be appropriate.
Investment counseling since 1854. Securities offered by JJB Hilliard, WL Lyons LLC, member NYSE, SIPC, and FINRA. Investing in securities involves risks.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. 6:07, 34 degrees at WCLU. Yes, it's 34 degrees on the 16th day of April. Chilly indeed. Even Ray Stagey can't figure the whole thing out.
We'll continue to push now. The colder air coming in behind a front and the rain, and now we've got freeze warnings for tonight. We've got wet snowflakes in the forecast. Yeah, don't blink, though. You're going to miss it. This morning, clouds in. The winds will start to pick up, and maybe a rain shower or a wet snowflake. No accumulating snow, however. It's the cold today. That's the story. With that west wind, that 43 will not feel like 43 this afternoon. Lots of clouds around. Tonight, we break up the clouds, so it's clouds and stars later, 31 degrees. Freeze warning. Most areas will be 31 or lower. There could be some spots to the north into the upper 20s. The average low this time of year is around 45. Sunny tomorrow, milder, 64. Wednesday, partly cloudy, windy, and milder, 75. However, we've got another cold front coming in for Thursday. A few clouds with sunshine, highs in the mid-50s. Lows will go back down into the upper 30s late week. Friday, partly cloudy and recovering into the low 60s. Average highs this time of year should be in the low 70s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stagey from the Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Yeah, it's cold, Ray, and doesn't sound like it's going to solidify for a while. The current conditions this morning, the barometer is at 29.91. Still low, 29.91. We got an inch and 44 hundredths of rain over the weekend, 1.44. West winds at 8 miles an hour and 84% humidity. Waking up with 34 degrees at WCLU. Live to the newsroom, round one of local news, and news director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. On Thursday, 56-year-old Ruley Hutchinson of Cave City was traveling eastbound on the outer loop, was making a left-hand turn onto North Jackson Highway. Hutchinson told Glasgow police that the light was yellow, and as he made the turn, he came into the pathway of an 04 Toyota, driven by 27-year-old Shanty Jesse of Edmonton, who was traveling westbound. Hutchinson, along with 2 juvenile passengers, were uninjured. Jesse had to be extricated from her vehicle by the Glasgow Fire Department, was transported to T.J. Sampson Hospital by Barron Metcalf EMS for treatment of injuries. The accident was investigated by Glasgow Police Officer Elliot Taylor. And we've got another ribbon cutting coming up today. Here's Executive Vice President for the Chamber, Ernie Myers.
We have a ribbon cutting scheduled this afternoon at 3 o'clock at KCTCS or Sky CTC, the campus, which is at 129 State Avenue in number F building. Now, this is in celebration of the partnership the KCTCS and the Barron County Adult Education have formed. If you don't know where State Avenue is or where this location is, it's presently the nursing school. Come out 3 o'clock, ribbon cutting celebrating the partnership between KCTCS and Barron County Adult Education. That's what's going on with the Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce, working together, building a better community.
Several local road construction projects can impact traffic this upcoming week. In Barron County on Scottsville Road and North Jackson Highway, contractors will begin work on a project that will improve the shoulders and replace the guardrail along US 31E, beginning at Skaggs Creek to the 6.7 mile marker, extending north to Carl Fox Road. On 31E North L. Roger Wells Boulevard, contractors will work to install traffic loops as part of a resurfacing project that will improve the roadside features all along 31E. The project's 10.5 miles in length will begin at Lexington Drive and go north to the Hart County line. Cavalry Drive and 31E work will continue there on a project that will connect Cavalry Drive to the current 31 intersection. Work will continue on Etoile Road on roadside features. In Metcalf County on Greensburg Road, contractors will continue work on a shoulder improvement project. Green Valley Road, contractors will be there. They're expected to continue work on a resurfacing project. Randolph Goodluck Road, contractors will be there as well, working on a resurfacing project. And in Monroe County, construction of the Tompkinsville bypass continues. Folks in the community will notice signs placed in advance of construction zones. On Kentucky 100 Scottsville Road, contractors will be there as well. They're going to continue work on a project that reconstructs and widens Kentucky 100 from I-65 to 622. Right now it is 6:12 a.m. on this Monday morning, 34 degrees.
Steve and Kate are a typical couple with a common marital concern.
His snoring was awful and it kept me awake. I tried everything, turning him, waking him, nose strips, and even earplugs for me. Nothing worked. It was making me crazy.
Then Kate heard that snoring may be a sign of sleep apnea, a serious disorder in which breathing actually stops during sleep. Untreated, it can lead to high blood pressure, stroke, or heart failure.
I went from annoyed to afraid. His life could be at risk.
Kate sought help from the Sleep Disorders Center at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. The Sleep Disorders Center has been diagnosing and treating sleep disorders for the people of South Central Kentucky since 2004. It turns out that Steve did in fact have sleep apnea.
But he's fine now. No more snoring.
And there was an added benefit for Kate.
He was the one with the disorder, but I'm now sleeping better too.
The Sleep Disorders Center at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. For more information, please visit tjsamson.org.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Equal housing lender.
In more local news, as the 2018 session of the Kentucky General Assembly comes to a wrap, here is this week's call from the Capitol. Angela Riggs with WCLU in this week's call from the Capitol with Kentucky State Senator Stephen Meredith. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing great. Now, you guys have not officially wrapped, but you've more or less wrapped the 2018 session. Y'all will go back for a few days, but it's been a busy couple days. You guys were up there Thursday and Friday, right? I'm sorry, Friday and Saturday.
And Friday and Saturday, yes. We finished last night. I got home about 8 o'clock, so long 2 days for us.
So you weren't there until midnight?
No, surprisingly. That's kind of tradition, but I think part of the reason was that for the first time in, I think, 20 years, maybe even longer, the House got us the budget much earlier than usual. We usually only have 4 or 5 days to review it, but we got it weeks in advance, so I had a chance to work on that. And obviously that's why we had a long session, is because of doing the budget. But, once we got that behind us, it was pretty smooth sailing from that point.
Now, as far as the budget, what did you see in it that you're glad to have in it, and what do you wish would have been in the budget?
Well, what I was quite concerned about in the latter part of March, because it looked like we were really going to have a draconian budget with tremendous cuts to public education, and it already been cut 15% over the last decade in their funding for schools, and we just couldn't continue on that path. And I had talked about new revenue to offset that, and the discussion amongst our caucus was, no, that's not going to happen. When I came back on Tuesday, they said, well, there's been a change in attitude, change of plan, and we are going to have new revenue and reverse all these budget cuts. So I was very pleased. What I was still advocating for was a 1 cent increase in sales tax as a primary vehicle, because I think everybody understands that. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and I thought we could even sunset it, maybe coincide for when we actually did tax reform, or when we got to the pension to the point that it needed to be. But I think most Kentuckians understood we need additional revenue to address all these things. When they came back and said we're going to do tax reform, as part of this, I was hopeful that we would look at the sales tax, which they did do, but they didn't increase sales tax. Instead, they broadened the base. And I think that was a little bit arbitrary and capricious how we did that. I don't know how they made the decision, they being the conference committee of the House and Senate, to finalize the budget. But I really don't know how they chose which services we would now add to sales tax and which ones we wouldn't. So I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't more broader based and it was a little bit more rationale to it. But it accomplished my primary objective, and that again was getting the funding for public education.
So it was basically
two of my districts, literally out of 6 counties, 2 of my districts would literally have been bankrupt if those budget cuts had gone into the effect that the governor had originally proposed.
So actually, I mean, I know that a lot of the conversation coming out of Frankfort, or a lot of the coverage, I guess, would portray the fact that the General Assembly does not like education. But here, the way I hear you talking now, that you were worried about more cuts to public education.
Yeah, that's probably been one of the greatest mistruths I've seen in this whole session is, across the board, urban and rural legislators in total have great respect for public education. And the challenge is it's 40% of the budget, so it takes a big piece of the pie, and it's such a challenge to try to find the funding for it. And, even pension itself, the cuts of that have gone on for over 10 years. We've been talking about tax reform for almost 40 years. And now I understand, having gone through this legislative session, why it's so difficult to address those two issues. It's a very brutal legislative process and very challenging, but the commitment's always been in public education. We know to move Kentucky forward, we have to have a strong education system for our young people to get them prepared for jobs in the future. And I think we just begin to see the beginning of this. This is the first increase in public education in nearly over a decade. And I think you'll see additional investments in the future as we continue to build our economy.
On Friday, a video of Governor Matt Bevin was released where he said that teacher protests led to sexual assault of children. Be sure to tune in at 7 a.m. where I'll get Senator Meredith's comments on that video. Senator Meredith represents Kentucky's 5th District, which includes Breckenridge, Edmondson, Grayson, Hart, LaRue, and Meade counties. With WC,
Legendary Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Legendberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Legendberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family locally owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. Governor Matt Bevin is saying sorry. In a 4-minute Twitter video, the governor apologized for saying that children were sexually abused and introduced to drugs because they were left home alone while teachers rallied to ask lawmakers to override his vetoes.
I appreciate so much that has been done in recent days and weeks as we've tried to get both our economic house in order, but to make sure that we shore up the very pension system that currently is the worst funded in the United States of America. But we can't be so consumed with the financial that we fail to appreciate the ripple effect of the real people that are involved.
Bevin says his words were taken the wrong way and that he should have handled his words more carefully. Kentucky lawmakers wrapped up the final day of legislative session on Saturday. The final day of work included 2 bill changes to spending and tax policies. Governor Matt Bevin now has the right to call a special session and veto the changes made in the spending and tax bills. On Saturday, legislators agreed to spend more on the Kentucky Wired project. The project was created to bring high-speed internet to every Kentucky county. The project is behind schedule, wasting $88 million. Kentucky Wired will now cost taxpayers up to $500 million. A panel has nominated 3 people to potentially fill a vacant circuit court judgeship that serves Madison and Clark counties. A statement from the administrative office of the courts says the Judicial Nominating Commission chose attorneys Brandy Oliver Brown of Berea, Heidi Beth Engel of Winchester, and Jeffrey M. Walson of Winchester to be considered for the position. An Owensboro building is getting a name change in October. The International Bluegrass Music Center will be known as the Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us, the People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:22, and we have a temperature reading of 34 degrees as we get our start today. Yes, that's 34 degrees. In area funeral announcements this hour, Rita Ann Walden, age 55, of Glasgow, died Sunday at her residence. At this hour, arrangements for Rita Ann Walden are incomplete, but will be announced later by the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Ronald Tiny Emerson, age 76, of Rocky Hill, died Sunday at the Medical Center in Bowling Green. The Edmonson County native was born in 1941 to the late Lester Emerson and Opal Beckner Eisenberg. He was married to Doris Madison Emerson, who survives. He was a farmer and a retired maintenance worker for the Commonwealth of Kentucky and a member of the Baptist faith. Besides his wife, he is survived by a son, Michael Edward Emerson of Mount Washington, a grandson, Jonathan Emerson of Mount Washington, one brother, Arlen Emerson of Louisville, two sisters, Doris Harold of Bon Air, Eleanor Lobb of Rocky Hill, and a sister-in-law, Judy Besser of Elizabethtown. Funeral services for Ronald Tiny Emerson will be Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Patton Funeral Home's Park City Chapel. Interment to be in the Rocky Hill Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 5 p.m. Memorial contributions can be made to the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society. James A. Larimore, age 62, of Cave City, died Thursday in Bowling Green. He is survived by his wife, Anita Rice Larimore of Cave City, one son, a stepson, and two stepdaughters, one sister, and a host of special friends, nieces, nephews, and cousins. Services for James A. Larimore will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at the Friendship Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Houck Cemetery in Metcalfe County. Visitation will be Wednesday from 4 until 8 at the Friendship Baptist Church. The Hayes, Watts, and Purcell Funeral Home is in charge of those arrangements. Funeral services for Grace Waddell Bird, age 89, of Horse Cave, will be at 11 o'clock Tuesday at the Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Cosby Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 3 p.m. at the funeral home. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered
one. Let's turn to local sports. Last Friday, Glasgow High School proudly announced that another great student-athlete would be signing his letter of intent to pursue his athletic career at the collegiate level. This time, it's Brantley Estes signing to further his soccer career at McMurray College in Jacksonville, Illinois. WCLU Sports Director Joe Myers caught up with Estes at the signing on Friday after signing his letter of intent and talked with him about his emotions and thoughts on the big day and why he chose McMurray College.
I get to go 6 hours away, but the fact that I get to go and play for a team that's a lot like the team I got here.
What was it about McMurray that made it the right place for you?
The friendship, the fact that everyone's close, they got a lot of team chemistry, the coaching staff, it's a lot like how it is here. It's really just like a brotherhood.
Estes, a senior at Glasgow High School, has only played soccer since he was in high school, and he has excelled at the sport. Playing all 4 years of high school and serving as the team captain the past two, Estes, who plays goalkeeper, has been a big part of the Scotties' success on the soccer field, helping to set the school record of 19 wins and only 3 losses in the last season as a Scottie. Estes has allowed only 19 goals in his 25 games played in career for Glasgow, as well as achieving 12 shutouts. Head coach for the Scotties, Ken Mahung, had this to say about Estes' career for the Scotties.
It's been an eye-opener. You know, when I see a kid, he came to us as a baseball player, and all of a sudden he wanted to play soccer. And I watched him the first week of practice and couldn't even kick a soccer ball. Of course, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is going to be fun. At least he's going to have fun while he's the next few years. But like I said, again, once we got eliminated from the regionals that round, and he talked to me. He said, Coach, I'm really serious. He literally became a completely different person. He never missed a practice. You know, he became the leader in the field, and I could see him just transform. You know, and once we started playing in the different tournaments, he just developed really well. He is now, you know, we train him as a sweeper keeper, and he is one of the best that I've seen. You know, the colleges that I've watched him play, they all wanted to recruit him. because they don't see a goalkeeper like him around here and the way he plays. Where he's going, they're excited about that because they want to switch to the type of football that we play. And he'll be the first person to go there with that mentality of, this is the way we play, and knowing that he's going to a school where he can establish a brand new approach to the program is exciting to me. It says a lot about our program and where we're headed.
Congratulations to Brantley Estes, and best of luck to him and his family as he pursues his athletic career to the collegiate level. In today's local high school softball schedule, Glasgow travels to Bowling Green. Barron County hosts Warren Central. Caverna welcomes Metcalfe County. Hart County entertains Fort Knox. Edmondson County is at home against Butler County, and Monroe County plays at Cumberland County. In baseball this afternoon, Hart County hosts Nelson County. Edmondson County welcomes Grayson County. Metcalfe County entertains Greene County, and Monroe County is at home against Warren Central. And that's a check of local sports.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good, he'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
31 now at WCLU and 34 degrees. Next up, the conversation of the morning, which is the weather forecast. Everybody's saying, I thought it was spring. Even Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel says, this is not exactly right.
I don't want to say it, but I will. Two things, actually. Freeze warning in effect tonight for temperatures at or below freezing. And maybe some wet snowflakes this morning. Yeah, I said snowflakes. I didn't really mean to or want to, but I did. And the cold weather is going to stick around today. But listen up to how quickly we are going to modify. All right, and hopefully we'll get out of this pattern where we get teased a little bit with the mild weather, the warm weather that comes in, then we get these shots of colder air. I do think, though, after today, the recovery comes in, slight cool down late week, and then back up. And I don't see temperatures getting back below freezing for overnight lows even all week. Maybe a dip back down into the 30s late week. But still, I think the trend will be for milder air after today and tonight. A lot of cloud in this morning, a sprinkle of rain, maybe a wet snowflake, no accumulation this afternoon, more the same. Lots of clouds around, only in the low 40s with a gusty west wind around. Freeze warning tonight, most near freezing or below. So that means covering up the plants, pulling in the tender vegetation if you've put the plants back out. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, and here is the recovery into the mid-60s. Wednesday, partly cloudy, windy, milder, 75. And then the next cold front's through. Thursday, partial clouds, mid-50s, lows back down into the upper 30s, but quickly back to the low 60s Friday and partly cloudy. I'm Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We're looking at 6:32 and a temperature reading of 34 degrees here at the studios of WCLU. As far as current conditions go, the barometer is at 29.91. We've had about an inch and 44/100ths of an inch of rain over the weekend. West winds at 8 miles an hour, 84% humidity. And it's 34 degrees from the studios of WCLU this morning.
Heck with
Check out the deals at Gilead Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilly Hyde is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service. Check out
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Fire Pit Spirits, best service, best selection, best friends.
When was the last time you got your Ralphie on? What's getting your Ralphie on, you ask? When you're winning prizes and lighting up the score in the arcade, you're getting your Ralphie on. When you're dancing under the lights on roller skates, you've turned on your inner Ralphies. When you bring your coworkers to bowl in the business league, your office staff has clocked in on Ralphie's time. If you suffer from symptoms such as lack of fun, feeling bored, if you get frequent urges to act like it's your birthday, or if you're just not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
All right, Ralphie's Fun Center. They make it fun when you're having birthdays and you need to have a gathering for folks to enjoy getting together. Well, you know who can handle it. It's Ralphie's Fun Center. All right, let's get our birthdays going here for today so we can talk about some special folks. We've had actually lots of calls about people here this morning trying to get some birthdays and anniversaries in here, like for Jennifer Pursley, who is celebrating today. Aiden Leary with a birthday. It's also Renee Williams McGuire having a birthday today. It's Katie Lynn Harrison, Amanda Wallace, Wade Barton. We have a grandmother and granddaughter sharing birthdays today. It's Thelma Lewis, who's the grandmother, and Andrea Smith, who is the granddaughter. And we have Pam Driver having a birthday today, too. It is an anniversary for J.C. and Aileen Hurt. J.C. and Aileen Hurt have their 56th wedding anniversary today, and we want to be sure and send that out from sister-in-law Delcy, okay? I believe we got everybody on the list that we know about so far. 651-914-9800, 956-1023. Online is WCLUradio.com for birthdays and anniversaries here today. And let's see, we're going to come back and actually do the archives. Yes, we're going to get to it here on this Monday morning. Some archives for you, so hang on.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Well, it's time for us to go down memory lane, take a gander at some of the things that brought us here. Yes, it's the archives here on WCLU, as we certainly look back into the annals of our history books around here and learn some of the neat things that have happened and some of the folks who have made it happen for sure. 100 years worth. And the archives locally brought to you by the good folks at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and also brought to you by the Tony Hogan Health Clinic, helping to keep you better. And even if you get under the weather on a day when it's 34 degrees, they can still help you out there at Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
One of the realities of old man winter is things need repairing. But when spring comes, don't be in a rush to get your agricultural or industrial equipment back up and running. Call Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services today and get those repairs done before spring. And even if you have a smaller operation or you just need some odds and ends for your home repairs, Joseph A. Wade is here to meet those needs as well. Joseph A. Wade is located on Industrial Drive in Glasgow, family owned and operated since 1985, a Right Tool distributor.
You can feel the difference at Tony Hogan Health Clinic. Tony goes above and beyond when it comes to your health care. From opening early at 7:30 to giving his personal number to patients, just in case.
This is nurse practitioner Tony Hogan. If you're already a patient, I want to thank you. If you're not, give me an opportunity to show you the difference. I truly care about your health and well-being.
Call me, Mandy, at Tony Hogan Health Clinic, and let's get you set up with an appointment. 651-6707, or come by at the corner of North Race and Cherry Streets in Glasgow.
Well, let's see here. It's time for us to see what history is like around here.
Henry, I need to say something beforehand.
Okay.
You know, when I heard Ray Stage do the weather forecast, it did not make me happy.
Yeah.
I did not believe he was really sorry to say all that, because I believe deep down he gets joy out of it.
Well, you know, he's from upstate New York, so he generally can handle that kind of weather.
Well, now I know of two people that get joy out of it.
Yeah.
Wendell Honeycutt.
Yeah.
Evidently, it is snowing on Norris Court just a little bit. And just a little bit still counts as snow.
Yeah, that's right. It does, you know. And, hey, Norris Court, that's a beautiful place when it's snowing over there, too, you know.
Oh, yeah. And, Wendell, yes, I am thrilled to hear about snow.
Yeah, well, it's
not even
cold.
A little bit.
Just coming on out here at 34 degrees, you know, I don't linger outdoors a lot, but it's part of the transition, and it's a slow transition. I got to tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm going to need it to be like 70 degrees and stay there.
Yeah, well, that's hard to come by, but we'll see.
I'm going to get Ray on the phone if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, he'll talk to us.
Oh, I know.
All right, 100 years ago, 1918, this was the day that it says here that all is set for the third Liberty Loan Drive for $3 million with its subscriptions. Now, get this.
Okay.
Each town, city, and county has had its quota of bonds allotted. And here's the quota that Barron County has to sell to meet the quota. $222,350.
That's a few dollars.
That's in 1918. That's a ton of money.
Right.
But Barron County has a history of meeting its obligations, and I would say here in 1918 that they hit that quota as well.
I'd say they probably did.
The $3 million drive. It's a Liberty loan here, and of course in 1918 we had this World War I thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
We had to make some money. So let's move to 1928 here and see what was going on. This is an advertisement, Angela, for Chilton and Nall. That's Nall, Nall. Chilton and
what
Nall.
Is that?
It's undertakers and embalmers.
Oh, goodness.
They announced their opening in the Cisco building on the second floor.
Like Cisco Foods?
No, no, not at all. This was somebody who owned a building downtown, the Cisco building.
It'd be better from going like from a food place to an embalming place
right.
than vice versa.
But it's in the Cisco building, though, on the second floor. And here's the phone numbers. The daytime phone is 169. The nighttime phone is 95.
It was upstairs?
Yeah, it was. Okay. That's an inherent problem there, you know.
Well, I'm just thinking, I've got to carry stuff.
That's right. Carry big wooden caskets.
Yeah, dead bodies is what I was thinking.
That's right.
Ugh.
Well, So anyway, I have a couple of phone numbers here. If you need to call them at night. Phone 95. Daytime it's 169. Chilton and Nall, I guess it is. All right, let's go to 1938. The Glasgow City school teachers were elected this week. Didn't know they elected school teachers.
What?
These were elected. Glasgow City school teachers, the superintendent, James Depp. The high school principal, Paul Vaughn. The coach, the legendary Frank Camp. the attendance officer, Charles A. Goodman, Jr., the band director, W.E. Tyree. High school teachers were Mrs. W.E. Shirley, Anna M. Forrest, Norris Jolly, Bethel Steen, Mary Davis, Mary McFarland, Lee Smith, Anna Richardson, Mabel Palmore. And here's the junior high teachers, Mrs. Effie Depp, Mrs. Ernest Leach Myers, Jr., Mary Jewel Ferris, and Eloise Kloss.
How are they going to elect teachers?
Well, I mean, I read a lot of popular names there in that particular.
Yeah, but that would mean, these people are in charge of education. I'm not saying anything about those people right there that were elected, but
I think probably that's just a loose use of the term.
Sometimes crazy people get elected.
I think they were probably hired.
I'm just saying.
That was 1938.
Selected. They let the S out.
1948. Here's one for you that we should be striving for, okay?
Okay.
This was the news in 1948. For the 7th time within 9 years, Glasgow was awarded a plaque by the National Council for the absence of a fatal traffic accident within its borders during the entire year of 1947.
Whoa.
Now, and that's the ninth time in 7 years that they got the plaque for having 0 traffic fatalities in the city limits for the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
That seems impossible.
It does.
And certainly if you look at the track record that we have established here over the last few years, it seems unlikely.
That one intersection there in Veterans Outer Loop in 31, it's bad.
Well, but back in 1948, I like the fact that, hey, let's strive for this. And you get a plaque to say that we, wonder what's changed.
Right.
Are we in a bigger hurry?
Well,
Certainly
yeah.
we don't have. Certainly we have better roads.
Well, I think it's a lot of things. I think people don't pay attention. They're doing 1,000 other things. I think they've gotten so used to driving they don't,
Yeah. Well, anyway.
People just can't drive sometimes.
But what a nice goal to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to 1958. This was the day. This was published in the Glasgow Republican. It's a boy. Mr. and Mrs. Robert A. Lessenberry announced the birth of a 9-pound, 2-ounce baby boy born April the 13th at Sampson Hospital. This is the 3rd son for the Lessenberries. And, of course, that is one Mr. Lee Langford Lessenberry.
Such a nice guy.
Turned 60 just a few days ago, but
Lee Lessenberry turned 60.
Yeah, but we got to make that was it. This was it. I just read his birth announcement.
I wouldn't have thought he was 60 though.
Well, but he is. It's do the math.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what happened: is that back in 1958, they proudly announced the birth of young Lee Lessenberry there, and he's the 3rd son for Robert A. Lessenberry and wife Mary Lloyd.
3rd time's a charm.
That's 1958 it was. 1968, we have, I always look forward to this day in the school. Tree seedlings will be presented to school students in Barron County and Glasgow by the Kentucky Department of Forestry, tulip, poplar, and white pine trees. They'd wrap them up in these damp brown paper towels. Mm-hmm. And hand them out, and you were not supposed to throw them in the trash, not supposed to lose them on the way home.
Right.
You're supposed to go put them out.
There's probably a forest somewhere from all the ones left on a school bus.
Hey, I had some growing down on Cleveland Avenue, and they got really, 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 really big before they died.
Well, there you go.
But it's and it was high quality seedlings that were sent here. It's kind of a neat way to get trees put out around here.
I mean, we need to be planting trees.
1968. That was what was happening. This day in 1978, the Glasgow Common Council hired Larry J. Bunch and Gary L. Hapney as new policemen for the Glasgow Police Department, bringing on some new officers there.
There you go.
1978, Larry Bunch and Gary Hapney, 2 fine young officers. 1988, we have an advertisement to report to you this was the Glasgow Times, an advertisement for Preston Ropp Chevrolet. Offering now through April the 26th of 1988, you can get a 1988 S10 pickup truck, 60 monthly payments of $165.84.
Did you get a set of china with them?
So the sale price is $7,945 for the whole truck. The 1988
You probably give about the same amount now for that same truck.
That's right. S10. You know, trucks don't lose their value. You know that. But this was
Sometimes
1988. Preston Ropp had that little advertisement on there. 1998, Billy Vaughn's memorial was unveiled up on the Glasgow Public Square. It was a Saturday in 1998 when this was unveiled, and I thought it was a nice. It is a nice, commemorative of somebody who was a tremendous good ambassador for our community and for the entire country. Billy Vaughn Memorial. If when folks are coming to town to see things around here, send them up there to up at the Beulah Nunn Park where that memorial is. This is interesting, and I cannot for the life of me figure out. I can't remember where this is, but it was only 10 years ago. Barron County Constables have a new office. It's at 210 West Main Street. The office is open mainly on donations. Now, we're 229.
I bet it's one of the little things across the road here.
So 10 years ago, 10 years ago, they would have, that would have been, I should remember that, but it was across the street over there at 210.
Yep.
The office of the constable. Come on by.
There you go.
So it's in the archives. It's the way things, shape up around here.
Yeah. Thanks again, Wendell.
Yeah, for the snow reminder.
Ray Stajic. Put both y'all on the list.
Well, just superimpose their images over a big snow drift somewhere.
Oh, I can Photoshop them on something.
He brought up tender vegetation again today.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron had a ball with that last Tuesday.
Yeah, we had I talked with Ray about that. I said, hey, these guys up here like that term tender vegetation.
Well, he listened because
I think it's weird
in there.
Yeah, he. You think tender vegetation is weird?
I think a lot of words sound weird.
Okay, well, anyway,
that's what we thought. I mean, it was just like,
well, like in his big radio voice, tender vegetation. I don't know. It was weird. I'm just saying.
That was a pretty good impersonation of Ray Stajic.
That was good. I like
that.
There you go. Do that again.
No, I'm not going to do that again.
All right.
I got to think about it now.
Okay. Well,
Ray, we love you, but we hate snow.
Who knows how Ray? Well, he's really almost apologizing here. You'll hear it in the.
I think it was. I'm gonna get him on the phone today. I'm gonna need a better apology.
Okay.
That one sounded kind of fake.
All right. We'll do more tomorrow.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
Our Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming.
I just can't get over Angela thinking it was the Cisco Foods building. Sam Terry, the resident authority on a whole lot of local stuff for sure, tells me in a text this morning that the Cisco building was on the north side of the Glasgow Square, and it was torn down to make way for the county government building. So we know that it was on the north side of the square, and it was there until they tore it down to make way for the county government building. And apparently back many years ago, on the second floor was an early embalmer and undertaker company there, the Shilton and Nall Company. So thank you so much to Sam Terry for giving us the rest of the story.
Are you looking? Be Our Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like Be Our Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodmen of America.
Well, I just heard some more weather information. David Frazier called me and said right here in front of the Save-A-Lot in Cave City, there's snow and sleet and rain and everything else. So be aware of that as you know if it's right there on that main intersection. It certainly is lots of other places. So let's factor in a few extra minutes, get ready to be safely, and just, don't let your frustration with snow and sleet and frozen anything get to you here, because we're going to get through it. Speaking of tender vegetation,
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good, he'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next, because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
County. 6:30, not 6:30 anything. I was looking at the thermometer. It's 34 degrees, 6:55 at WCLU. Today we are patting on the back by special request, Carol Ann Norrod. It's Carol Ann Norrod Day. That's CROL, Carol Ann Norrod Day on the radio. Now, she was nominated. A daughter of hers nominated her, Megan Pointer. Said that she would like to have Carol Ann Norrod patted on the back. Her birthday was actually on April the 10th, so it took us a few days. Sometimes it takes a few days to work in. Some days we can do it right then. But anyway, by special request, we want to pat Carol Ann Norrod on the back, let her know she's good as gold from WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. 6:56. Let's check out the weather forecast this morning in behalf of South Central Bank. Some of the greatest destinations are within arm's reach, which is why South Central Bank's Green Tree Travel Club is arranging a trip to My Old Kentucky Home and My Old Kentucky Dinner Train. Save the date of May 31st. That's when the Green Tree Travel Club will have a most enjoyable journey to Bardstown, Kentucky, and a visit to this historic 200-year-old mansion that is Kentucky. Also an excursion on My Old Kentucky Dinner Train. 3 dining cars set up for exquisite fine dining as the train travels along the 29-mile track. The cost for Green Tree Travel Club members is just $116 per person, $145 per person for non-members. Call the RSVP line today to get on board, 888-651-7466. May 31st, travel to My Old Kentucky Home and My Old Kentucky Dinner Train in Bardstown, another travel treasure from the Green Tree Travel Club at South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
We'll continue to push now. The colder air coming in behind a front and the rain. And now we've got freeze warnings for tonight. We've got wet snowflakes in the forecast. Yeah, don't blink, though. You're going to miss it. This morning, clouds in. The winds will start to pick up and maybe a rain shower or a wet snowflake. No accumulating snow, however. It's the cold today. That's the story. With that west wind, that 43 will not feel like 43 this afternoon. Lots of clouds around. Tonight, we break up the clouds, so it's clouds and stars later, 31 degrees. Freeze warning. Most areas will be 31 or lower. There could be some spots to the north into the upper 20s. The average low this time of year is around 45. Sunny tomorrow, milder, 64. Wednesday, partly cloudy, windy and milder, 75. However, we've got another cold front coming in for Thursday. A few clouds at sunshine, highs in the mid-50s. Lows will go back down into the upper 30s late week. Friday, partly cloudy and recovering into the low 60s. Average highs this time of year should be in the low 70s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. We're looking at 34 degrees. We had an inch and 44 hundredths of rain over the weekend. West winds at 8 miles an hour makes it a little bit cooler than even the thermometer. and the pressure's down at 29.91. Weather update brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank. We're going to play trivia around the corner, and hey, we're going to be playing First Time Winners Week. So, if you have never, ever won trivia, then it's your turn. So if you have won trivia, just enjoy listening to the question, but don't pick up the phone. That's the way we're going to do it this week, and let some folks kind of get in here. And so we'll get ready for that coming up just in a second. Whether you got...
Check out the deals at Gilliard Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilliard is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Proverbs 13, verse 20. It often amazes me at how little thought the average person gives to who they allow to influence themselves. Who are you hanging around with? Who are your friends? What are they causing you to think and do? Who we choose to follow will determine who we become. Remember, we take on the attributes of the people we spend the most time with. Thus Jesus said to his disciples, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." It's Matthew 16:24. If we want to be great in God's eyes, we've got to follow great people, and certainly that begins by following Jesus the Christ. This is Bart for South Green Street.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow.
As the Glasgow Parks and Recreation Department is taking registration for the summer day camp program, it starts today. The day camp is into 6-week sessions throughout June and July, ages 5 to 7, held June the 11th through the 15th, and other age groups will follow. But get down there and get signed up. The cost of the day camp is $45 per participant for each month, with weekly trips to Ralphie's, daily trips to the pool, and weekly movie trips and lots of fun activities. It's going to be a fun summer. The summer registration for the summer day camp. It starts today.
It's Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us.
Good day to go to lunch at Long John's A&W All-American Foods, and it's a good day to win trivia today, too. You know, it's First Time Winners Week only. First time winners only. So put that thinking cap on. We're fixing to head out there. Long John Silver's A&W All-American Foods in Glasgow has a huge deal for a limited time. Listen up. Not one, but 2 double cheeseburgers for $6. Now, these are two 1/3 pound double cheeseburgers for $6. What a deal. You can't find anything like that except at Long John's A&W on the Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. Two double cheeseburgers, 1/3 pound, $6. Wow. Long John's. Okay, thinking cap on. Let's see how we do. Win on WCLU First Time Winners Week. If you've never won before, get close to the phone and tell me which state has designated the California gull as its official bird. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. What state's state bird is the California gull? If you've never won trivia, pick up the phone and you just might win. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. It's worth a big dinner to you, a big fish and more dinner at Long John's A&W. So let's see who wants it. Trivia.
Louisiana.
No, it's not L.A. Trivia. Are you there?
Yes.
So I'm asking, do you know the answer?
Utah.
That's right. And who's this speaking?
Kim Glass.
Kim Glass, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Now, is this the first time you've ever won trivia?
It is. I've won a call-in before.
Yeah?
Be a certain number caller, but I've never won trivia.
Well, so what do you know about the California gull?
I don't know much about it. I know Google said it belonged to Utah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's right. The California gull, Kim Glass. The California gull is the state bird of Utah, and it's because the bird is in recognition of the bird's role of saving the crops of Mormon settlers from a plague of crickets by eating the crickets. 1848, that was it. That's so in Utah, the California gull came over from California to Utah and ate all the crickets.
There you go.
So that's the way that worked out. So they're proud of that bird, to have it state bird. Actually, I guess you want me to ask you an extra hush puppy question, Kim?
If you want to, I don't know that I'll know the answer.
What is California's state bird if it's not the California gull?
I do not know.
Well, it's the California Valley quail. You've heard of Valley girls? This is Valley quail.
All right.
Anyway, you've done what's required as a first-time trivia winner, Kim. So we'll sign you up now, and you can go out to Long John's. Come up here and get a card here at the radio station and take it out there to Long John Silver's and enjoy the fish and more dinner, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
In honor of those cricket-eating California gulls.
There you go.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, I didn't think about that. I wish they all were all California gulls. That could have been a song. We'll play.
That was good. I like that.
You did.
That was really creative.
Right off key. All right. We'll play tomorrow. Who knows who our first-time trivia winner is going to be?
CBS News Update. 92-year-old former First Lady Barbara Bush is at home in Houston after refusing further medical treatment, opting for what a spokesman calls comfort care. KHOU TV's Ron Trevino.
She had been hospitalized for 2 days this month. She's now at home, focusing on being comfortable and with her husband by her side. The White House says the president's and the First Lady's prayers are with all the Bush family during this time. The Vice President and the Second Lady also offering up their prayers.
More from correspondent David Begnaud.
Barbara Bush is only the second woman to be both a wife and a mother to a president of the United States. Her husband, the 41st president, George Herbert Walker Bush, has also been battling health problems in recent years.
Mrs. Bush has been treated for decades for a thyroid condition called Graves' disease. She underwent heart surgery 9 years ago. Barbara and George H.W. Bush have been married since 1945. CBS News Update.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU-FM Munfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
I'm Jared.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Set up your appointment. It's spring sale time at Bailey Gibson, and Dad's got the prices you're looking for. New incentives are being offered on many GMCs and Buicks on the lot. We hope you're looking for a new car or truck, because we're looking for good trade-ins. Bring your used car or truck to Bailey Gibson, and we'll offer you a better deal than you can get anywhere around. Stop by and check out our spring savings event now underway at Bailey Gibson in Glasgow. Lola, what do you say?
We're having a springtime sale at Bailey Gibson. Give my dandy a call on his flip phone for a great deal.
Some people struggle with eating when they have tooth problems, but Carl Richardson of Summershade could eat.
No, I usually could eat about anything, but it was hard to eat. Okay. That was the problem.
So how did this problem happen?
Well, I had an auto accident about 40 years ago. I never got them fixed. Well, I did get it fixed, but it was just a temporary thing in there.
Temporary?
Well, I knew it was going to have to be done, but I was putting it off until something happened.
Something did happen.
I think that was biting into something. Well, it broke off.
So Carl turned to Dr. Jim Thurman at Glasgow Dental Care and found out what he'd been missing.
I should have done it a long time ago, but everything comes together the way it should.
Dental implants were a great choice. Dr. Thurman and his staff developed treatment plans to install dental implants. Everything was explained. The staff was friendly and caring, and it made his life much simpler. In fact, he sums it up this way.
Oh, yes, this is great.
Don't put it off any longer. Glasgow Dental Care. Doctors Thurman, Cassidy, and Riley.
7-11 WCLU, 34 chilly degrees. We can't warm it up as of yet, but we're going to try to do that. But it's going to take a couple of 3 days. Some frost advisories out for tonight, a few other things that we'll have to deal with. So let's go to the newsroom right now. And Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. A two-car accident sends one to the hospital on Thursday. 56-year-old Ruley Hutchinson of Cave City was traveling eastbound on the outer loop, was making a left-hand turn onto North Jackson Highway. When he did so, he turned directly in the pathway of an 04 Toyota, driven by 27-year-old Shanty Jesse of Edmonton. Hutchinson told Glasgow police that his light was yellow. Hutchinson, along with two juvenile passengers, were uninjured. Jesse had to be extricated from the vehicle by the Glasgow Fire Department, was transported to TJ Sampson Hospital by Barron Metcalf EMS for treatment of injuries. And there's a ribbon cutting today. The Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce will host an important ribbon cutting this afternoon at Sky CTC. Here's Chamber Executive Ernie Myers with the details.
We have a ribbon cutting scheduled this afternoon at 3 o'clock at KCTCS or Sky CTC, the campus, which is at 129 State Avenue in number F building. Now, this is in celebration of the partnership that KCTCS and the Barron County Adult Education have formed. If you don't know where State Avenue is or where this location is, it's presently the nursing school. Come out 3 o'clock, ribbon cutting celebrating the partnership between KCTCS and Barron County Adult Education. That's what's going on with the Glasgow Barron County Chamber of Commerce, working together, building a better community.
Several local road construction projects could impact traffic this upcoming week in Allen County. Kentucky 98, the Brownsford Road. Crews will be present to continue work on the 98 realignment project in the Durham Springs area. In Barron County on Scottsville Road, contractors will begin work on a project on the shoulders and guardrail replacement on US 31E beginning at the Skaggs Creek Bridge and extending north to Carl Fox Road. On 31E and North L. Roger Wells Road, contractors will begin work on installing traffic loops as part of the resurfacing project. The project will begin at Lexington Drive and continue to the Hart County line. Workers will continue to work on Cavalry Drive, connecting that with US 31E. Workers will continue on Etoile Road on the resurfacing project. In Metcalfe County on Greensburg Road, contractors will be working there on the shoulder improvement project. Contractors will continue to work on the Green Valley Road, Kentucky 496 as well. Randolph Goodluck Road, contractors will be there as well working on the resurfacing project. In Monroe County, construction of the Tompkinsville bypass will continue. Folks in the community will notice signs placed in advance of the construction zones. And here's Amy Bingham with this week's View from the Hill.
What does this have to do with this? Quite a lot, actually.
We spend a couple of days to dry the vegetable oil out, but once the vegetable oil is ready, it takes about 4 hours to mix the methanol and the vegetable oil in order to make the biodiesel.
After using biodiesel fuel in farm equipment since 2013, a WKU shuttle bus will now be powered by the alternate fuel.
What I love about it is we're taking the process start to finish. So we feed the students, we teach the students, and then we're transporting the students around campus on the bus.
It's a hands-on work experience for some engineering students.
They're able to take their expertise and what they've learned in the classroom and apply it here and make changes to make improvements.
Not only is it applied research for engineering students,
it's just been a really good way for us to apply what we learn in the classroom to a hands-on application.
But it will also educate students riding the bus.
We're developing a storyboard to put inside the bus that'll teach the students that are riding the bus what we're doing.
Reporting for WCLU, I'm Amy Bingham.
And with WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:16 a.m., 34 degrees.
For the firearms enthusiast, Elmore Realty and Auction will offer for sale a huge collection of guns and related equipment this Friday evening. This is being sold for the estate of Larry Joe McGuire and will be held Friday evening at 255 Perkins Road, starting at 6 p.m. 48 guns in all will be sold. Rifles, shotguns, and handguns, multiple gun cases. Many of these items to be sold are in the original boxes. Names like Ruger, Remington, Colt, Winchester, Browning, just to name a few. Also a gun safe, scopes, lots of supplies and reloading equipment to be sold. 6 p.m. Friday evening, April the 20th, 255 Perkins Road in Glasgow. But all items are being kept in an off-site location under lock. For information, log on to the ElmoreAuction.com site and see more pictures and a full brochure. This fine gun collection is to be sold Friday evening at 6 p.m. by Elmore Realty and Auction Company. Dakota Ray Elmore, principal broker and auctioneer.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
The responsibility for communicating things falls on the person in large measure who's doing the speaking. Sometimes when I'm doing that, I do it effectively, sometimes not so much. And I think this case is such an example of the latter.
Governor Matt Bevin is apologizing for the comments he made about rallying teachers on Friday. The governor told a reporter that he guaranteed a child was sexually assaulted or ingested poison because they were left home while teachers protested at the State House in Frankfort. Lawmakers and teachers union leaders say the governor's apology comes up short. During the last day of legislation Saturday, lawmakers filed a resolution condemning Governor Bevin for his comments. There is no word if lawmakers will act on House Resolution 335. Lawmakers also completed 2 bill changes to spending and tax policies. Governor Bevin now has the right to veto those changes and call a special session. Both chambers also voted to override Bevin's veto of House Bill 148, which allows hospice companies to destroy opioids after a patient dies. Investigators in Lexington are looking for whoever set fire to an abandoned building just east of downtown. No one was hurt in the fire early Sunday morning on Powell Street. Lexington fire officials say this is not the first time that someone has started a fire at that building. There is no word on a motive at this time. Congratulations to Chris Stapleton and his wife Morgan, who welcomed their twin boys last night. Reba McEntire made the announcement during the 53rd Academy of Country Music Awards. Minutes beforehand, Stapleton won Album of the Year for From a Room Volume 1. The twins are joined by their older brother and sister. Stapleton is a Staffordsville, Kentucky native. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The university scientists have long hypothesized.
We have 34 degrees this morning, and have a special guest here on the radio to talk about something very special that is coming up today. Mr. Doug Landers is on the radio with us this morning. Doug, the owner of Colton's in Glasgow. Hey, Doug, how you doing?
Doing wonderful this morning, Henry. I'm looking forward to going out on my farm and dodging snowflakes this morning.
Yeah, well, you probably can get hung up watching them because it's pretty late in the year to be seeing snowflakes, you think?
Yeah, I'm like everyone else. I'm ready to yell uncle. And
yeah, I bet that's right. Well, there's a very special benefit coming up today at Colton's that Doug and his staff are doing out there for a gentleman who has had an unfortunate winter for sure. And I want you to tell us about the gentleman who we're going to be raising funds for today at Colton's.
Yes, a good friend of mine and the community out here in the eastern Barron County from around Slick Rock, and I claim Windy Hill, so this area here has greatly depended upon a fellow by the name of Gene Hines over the last 20 years for help with their farm machinery. He can just fix about anything. And unfortunately, back during the winter, he was working at his shop. He was doing a little addition on at the back, and he fell from a ladder, and he's now paralyzed from the waist down.
My goodness. My goodness.
Yes. Yeah, he and his wife, Janice, been married for a little over 30 years. They have one daughter and 3 grandkids, and the whole community here is really just trying to pitch in a little bit and help out with Gene's medical expenses. He's also been a bus driver for about 14 years and has pretty good health insurance, but of course you can imagine with the situation he's in, there's quite a few expenses here.
I think it's a neat thing that you all are doing out there at Colton's today. After 4 o'clock this afternoon, 10% of every penny is going to be going to help with Gene's medical expenses. That's a very generous. That just kind of shows how much people think about Gene and his friendship.
They really do out here. They had a benefit for him at Eastern Elementary School about a month ago. It raised quite a nice little sum of money, and this is just a small addition to that. Hopefully, I want to welcome anyone that could come out and help support Gene tonight. We are, after 4 o'clock, donating 10% of everything to Gene's medical expenses.
Well, I think that is very generous on your part, and certainly you're a good local businessman and also a great neighbor, because I'm sure that Gene is glad to have you and your family as neighbors there, and so many good neighbors out there that are kind of hoping that Gene can get better quickly.
Really is, and it's reassured my feelings about community and everything. Everybody's really pitching in to help Gene out through this time, and like I say, everybody thinks the world of him, and hopefully, in the future, maybe some good things will happen here, and Gene can get back and do a few things in the shop, and just hope the best for him.
Everybody's going to need him, though. This farm machinery repair that he does, you're going to miss his expertise here.
Really will. That was a vital part of the community out here. Everybody in this little area really depended upon him for those kind of services.
Well, let's see if we can get out to Colton's tonight and help out. 10% of all sales tonight after 4 p.m. donated to help with Gene's medical expenses. That's an excellent gesture for sure, Doug.
Thank you, Henry. It's just the right thing to do.
Listen, you will be anxious to see everybody coming out there tonight and helping out with his expenses, and thank you so much for all the wonderful community things that Colton's is involved in. Truly a community-minded business and one that we depend on and appreciate around here, sir.
Thanks for those comments, Henry. It's greatly appreciated.
All right. 7:22 at WCLU and 34 degrees.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
The following weather forecast is brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver and Referral Services. When roles reverse in your later years, when child becomes caretaker and the needs of the parent become most important, it's comforting to know that there's help along the way. Peggy Tuck Edwards would like for you to be informed about Private Caregiver and Referral Services because sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship. It's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether in the home or in an assisted living or nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 270-670-7062, 270-670-7062, 270-670-7062.
We'll continue to push now. The colder air coming in behind a front and the rain, and now we've got freeze warnings for tonight. We've got wet snowflakes in the forecast. Yeah, don't blink, though. You're going to miss it. This morning, clouds in. The winds will start to pick up, and maybe a rain shower or a wet snowflake. No accumulating snow, however. It's the cold today. That's the story. With that west wind, that 43 will not feel like 43 this afternoon. Lots of clouds around. Tonight, we break up the clouds, so it's clouds and stars later, 31 degrees. Freeze warning. Most areas will be 31 or lower. There could be some spots to the north into the upper 20s. The average low this time of year is around 45. Sunny tomorrow, milder, 64. Wednesday, partly cloudy, windy, and milder, 75. However, we've got another cold front coming in for Thursday. A few clouds at sunshine, highs in the mid-50s. Lows will go back down into the upper 30s late week. Friday, partly cloudy and recovering into the low 60s. Average highs this time of year should be in the low 70s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 34 degrees, a chilly start here at WCLU. Weather brought to you by Peggy Edwards, Private Caregiving.
During the 6 a.m. hour, we heard from Kentucky State Senator Stephen Meredith in this week's Call from the Capitol. That conversation continues now. On Friday, Governor Bevin spoke with Marcus Green with WDRB about the teachers that were protesting in Frankfort. Here is that clip.
I saw a lot of people hanging out, shoes off, even early in the morning, hanging out, smoking, hanging out, leaving trash around, taking the day off. You know, here's what's crazy to me. You know how many hundreds of thousands of children today were left home alone? I guarantee you somewhere in Kentucky today a child was sexually assaulted that was left at home because there was nobody there to watch them. I guarantee you somewhere today a child was physically harmed or ingested poison because they were home alone because a single parent didn't have any money to take care of them. I'm offended by the idea that people so cavalierly and so flippantly disregarded what's truly best for children. You know how many children live in urban communities and rural communities where there's a single parent who literally, if they could afford to skip work and not lose their job, they couldn't afford to because they need the money. They don't have a backup for them. They don't get paid whether they go to work or not. They don't have an option. And some of them were given literally a matter of hours. So you know for a fact that there were hundreds of thousands of children who were left unattended, and some of them in communities where people knew that for a fact and took advantage of it. And as surely as we're having this conversation, children were harmed, some physically, some sexually. Some were introduced to drugs for the first time because they were vulnerable and left alone. It's offensive, frankly, it really is. If you want to write a story, that's the kind of thing you guys should talk.
I asked Senator Meredith if Governor Bevin spoke for the entire party and how he felt answering for the governor's comments once back at home.
Well, first, he obviously does not speak for the party, and it was universal amongst the legislators in our chamber on the Senate side. We were shocked, could not believe that he went that direction yet again, and everybody was really aghast at what he said in the message. Everyone thought it was totally inappropriate. Of course, the House even took the action to pass a resolution condemning his remarks, but nobody could endorse that message for that particular day. There's just no excuse for it whatsoever. And I'll just give him maybe the benefit of the doubt under a lot of pressure to try to get this ship righted for the state.
On a more positive note, Senate Bill 5 was sponsored by Senator Meredith, was passed by both houses of the General Assembly and signed into law. Senator Meredith said this will be a game changer for locally owned pharmacies.
Helps independent pharmacists, and over the last almost 2 years now, they've been seeing just drastic cuts to their reimbursement for prescription drugs to the managed care organizations that handle the Medicaid program. And truly inexcusable the cuts that they've had to endure. One example is they're paid a filling fee for each prescription they fill for a Medicaid patient. This is like the processing fee, the administrative fee for it. The national average is close to $11. They've been being paid less than $8. And they're not even covering the cost of the medication themselves. So as we looked at this, we identified what we thought was close to $500 million in Medicaid funding that just couldn't be tracked. It should have been going to the local independent pharmacists, and it wasn't. Primary motivation for filing it was that the dollars didn't match up. We knew what we were spending to the Medicaid program, but it wasn't being transferred over to the independent pharmacists. So, there had to be a change. So, by passing this bill that brings more accountability to it, it goes back to the Medicaid program directly. I'm sure they will hire their own prescription management service to administer the program. But at least we'll be able to follow the dollars and make sure they're being spent to what they're supposed to be spent.
Senator Meredith is in his first term serving Kentucky's 5th District, which includes Breckenridge, Edmondson, Grayson, Hart, LaRue, and Meade counties. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs.
Well, we've got some unexpected news and we've got some big news. First of all, Unique Gifts is closing, but not until the end of next week. So all week long, you'll be able to save incredible deals all throughout the store in preparation to make way for something new coming to our community. Stay tuned for the end of May for that announcement. But starting Monday, April 16th, the whole store is 60% off. Then on Tuesday, it goes to 70% off. Wednesday, 80% off. All these items such as Pandora, Vera Bradley, Fiesta Wear, Cotton Colors, baby items, lotions, frames, holiday decor, Nora Fleming and Brighton Jewelry, and Kate Spade. 60% off Monday, 70% off Tuesday, 80% off Wednesday. Making room for something new coming to the community. Yes, we know you want to know, but we can't tell you for a few more weeks. So come by and see us at Unique Gifts, closing soon.
7:31 now, WCLU, and 34 degrees as we are rolling out of the rack, doing the best we can do to get this Monday started off with the distraction of the cold air out there for sure. I think that, quite honestly, what we're going to do is we're going to move over here and do the weather. Actually, we're going to do the birthday list. That's what I wanted to say. We have a lot of folks here having birthdays, and Ralphie's Fun Center makes birthdays absolutely fun. And certainly with the many special things they had a great week there for spring break week. A lot of other special things. Some new things coming up that Wes was telling me about the other day out there at Ralphie's, and we're going to look forward to be sharing all of that information for you here before you know it. Today we got to tell you about Colt Fields. Colt Fields is 5 today. Pam Driver has a birthday. It's Andrea Smith, and who's the granddaughter, and her grandmother, Thelma Lewis, having birthdays today. Wade Barton is celebrating a birthday. Amanda Wallace with a birthday today. We also have, Katie Lynn Harrison, Renee Williams McGuire, Aiden Leary, and Jennifer Pursley all having birthdays today. It's the 56th anniversary from the weekend for J.C. and Aileen Hurt. A big congratulations to our honorees here on WCLU this morning, 7:32.
Good morning, friends. If you are a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, can you explain why you believe? Do you know why you have the hope of salvation from this present evil age? Far too often, believers avoid conversations that are based on faith in Christ. The New Testament provides all the information that we need in order to give an answer to anyone who might ask concerning our faith in the Lord. In discussing our faith, we must always do so with gentleness and respect for those with whom we are speaking. We are to be the voice of Christ and to show forth the attitude of Christ in all aspects of life, especially when living among a society that's full of unbelief. If we're followers of the Lord Jesus, then we need to be able to tell why we believe on Him. And this belief must be based on the evidence found within His Word and not on some subjective feeling that we claim to have. Those inner feelings are vital to the Christian, and yet they must come from the knowledge of God's will and the fact that we are walking with Him according to His plan as revealed within the Bible. John said at 1 John 5:13 that the way we know we are saved is by what has been written and our obedience to such writing. Are you always ready with proof from the Bible as to why you have hope of eternal life? This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Check out the deals at Gilead Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
During Ram Truck Month, you can get up to over $10,000 off the factory MSRP on a new 2017 Ram 1500, or choose up to $8,000 off on a new 2018 Ram 1500. Gilead is also offering up to $7,000 off on the new 2018 Ram 2500.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
And we just had the conversation there with Doug from Colton's, Doug Landers, about the afternoon after 4 o'clock. 10% of all sales going to help out with Mr. Gene Hines. So don't forget that. Just write that down on a piece of paper and make sure that you can remember that, okay?
There are currently over 44,000 residents living in Barron County. Providing excellent customer service to such a large number of residents is a weighty task. I'm Helena Chase Birdwell, and I'm running for Barron County Clerk to do just that. Provide each Barron County resident that enters the clerk's office with excellent customer service. On May 22nd, vote for the candidate that has a career full of providing service to residents at all levels of government. Vote Helena Chase Birdwell.
Paid for by Helena Chase Birdwell for Barron County Clerk.
I can go to.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Right? Yeah, Sharon Bartley is having a birthday today. I want to make sure that everybody knows that Sharon Bartley is out there and going to be having a happy birthday. Don't forget Tuesday, it's Carol Ann Norrod Day on the radio. Excuse me. What was that about? Carol Ann Norrod is good as gold today. Let's let her know so from her friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. We got
BR Tire.
Coming up here on the radio this morning, we love company.
Why do you choose the pharmacy?
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Growers have crop production services located at the corner of Bowling Green Road and Reynolds Road to partner with them. The Glasgow location of Crop Production Services is the hub for serving Barron, Metcalfe, and Monroe counties in South Central Kentucky. Ricky Houchins, Sheila Steenbergen, Kevin Deckard, and Josh Timbers want you to come by and see how Crop Production Services have every angle covered, from crop protection applied with state-of-the-art John Deere sprayers for maximum yield to fertilizers and nutritionals, seed, soil sampling, and crop consulting. We even have pole spreaders on hand for pasture or hay. Look for the big green roof at the corner of Bowling Green Road and Reynolds Road. Call the store at 270-629-CROP or 629-2767 or contact Ricky Houchins at 270-670-7770 and he'll come to see you. Crop Production Services. We're your next farm input provider.
We're sorry. The party you have dialed is not accepting calls at this time.
Stop those scam robocalls with SCRTC's new robocall blocking service. And it's free for SCRTC residential customers that call and request the service. SCRTC is linked to a national database that constantly updates scam robocall numbers. While the new feature won't stop every call, it will significantly reduce the calls. Call SCRTC today and add robocall blocking service free to your current residential phone features. And let those scam callers hear that you are
not accepting calls at this time.
Angela Briggs here with WCLU. I've got two VIPs in the studio this morning, very important people. Two of my favorite people, Cornelius Faulkner and Amanda Abel. How are you all doing this morning?
Great, and you?
Great. Good. Now, for the folks that don't know you, of course, Cornelius is the superintendent with Caverna Schools. Everybody knows Cornelius. And then Amanda Abel is the assistant superintendent of student achievement. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you have certainly, you and Cornelius and all the other folks at Caverna have really taken that student achievement to a whole new level. Y'all have done big things, and especially y'all are excited about the Caverna Cave Collaborative coming up tomorrow.
That's right. We're pretty excited. We're having a showcase tomorrow. We're going to feature this showcase at the high school, but all students, elementary, middle, and high, will be involved.
Now, what exactly is the Caverna Cave Collaborative?
It's a partnership between some of the local industry and the school system, and we just want to celebrate some of the things that they've done for our district over the past few years, and just let them know how much we appreciate what they do for student achievement.
And now, you all done big things with student achievement at Caverna. You guys have got a lot of the STEM things going on, so will they be able to see some of this stuff tomorrow, some of the things the students have done?
Yes, there will be some showcases within the gymnasium. We're going to split those the partners up into groups and do some tours of the facility and let them see all the things that they've invested in and see it live and in person.
So it's not just like they wrote a check, they can actually see what the check went for. Is that right?
Sorry, what was that, Angela?
I said they can actually see what their money went towards.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to make sure they get to see the industrial maintenance program that we've started at Caverna High School. We're certifying students in maintenance mechanic and electrical technician, and this is actually a good partnership between Caverna High School and Hart County High School. Hart County students that are interested in industrial maintenance are getting to come down to our school and pursue those certifications if they'd like. So that's one area we're going to spotlight.
And basically, so what you all have done is industry tells you, hey, here's what we think we're going to need as far as the future workforce, and you guys are working with students to be able to meet those needs.
Yeah, we actually, all the ideas that we have for what we're offering comes from our local industry, and we wanted to know what they needed to better suit our community and have for a better workforce.
And then these aren't low-paying jobs. You guys are training students to get good-paying jobs when they get out of school.
Yes.
Because that's the way colonels do things, isn't it?
That's how we do it over there. Go Big C.
I'm very biased when it comes to Caverna. So now what time is this going to be?
It's going to start at 10 o'clock at the high school. We'll start off with some guest speakers, and we want to recognize Dart Foundation in particular just because they've invested a significant amount of money into our school system for this STEM education. Then we'll start our tours about 10:45 or 11. So if you haven't seen Caverna High School in a while, it'd be great for you to come on out and see some of the new renovations and things we've done to the building, but also see all of this STEM education that we're implementing. We've already talked about the industrial maintenance program, but we've also started a biomedical course this year at the high school, something our students are really enjoying and getting a lot out of. So that's going to be another one of our spotlights. Also, students all the way down to the elementary level, they've been involved in robotics and race car competitions. We've had several showcases make it to the state level, so we're going to be showing off those trophies too that we've received the past few years at the state level. We're pretty excited. We really want the community to come out and see what we've been into, what we've been doing, and see the student success.
They can see why I'm so biased, right?
Our TOPS program, our partnership with WCLU, and see how that all works and see if we can get some more partnerships with that.
They can see why I'm so biased, right?
Yeah, Angela, if the folks in the community haven't heard about the WKU TOPS program, this is phenomenal. We're piloting this project at Caverna High School, and this is giving students an opportunity to go out into the workforce and earn a salary, and if they do a great job and work in a certain amount of time, they're earning money towards their dual credit classes. So we're helping build soft skills in students, build a work ethic, and giving them the opportunity to earn at least a semester of dual credit courses before they ever graduate high school.
And they can find out about this and all the great things tomorrow from 10 o'clock until around noon?
That's right.
Caverna High School?
Yes. Going to be at Caverna High School.
But now you would welcome folks to come in anytime to see what you guys are doing down there. I know you're doing great things at Caverna.
Absolutely. Yeah. They can come anytime. We love to do tours and show off what we're doing.
I definitely want to thank both of you all for coming in, both of you all for all the hard work that you've been doing at Caverna High School. And again, go Colonels. Isn't that right, Cornelius?
There you go. Go Big C.
Go Big C.
Go Big C. We'll see you all tomorrow morning at 10.
Thank you.
Are you looking for your dream home?
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Glasgow.
With the essential materials to start growing a vegetable garden. Eligible program participants receive a voucher from Community Action of Southern Kentucky, Inc. The voucher can be used to purchase garden products such as garden seeds, garden plants, and/or fertilizers. For more information, contact the local Community Services Office at 270-651-8171. That's 270-651-8171. Extreme Fitness members are there for the right reason.
I feel like if you're going to the gym, you are in the process of developing a better you. It's something you're always going to be wanting to do, and the gym gives you that to go in and crush your daily goal, but to always be developing a better you. I choose Extreme because